So I'm looking at the data here for the various events that have occurred from the 18th of November till now. And I made a previous video about a tweet that Elon Musk made showing a picture of a dinosaur with a machine gun and dynamite, and how I knew straight away some stuff was going to go down. So it's to do with the research for the simulation files. We have the NodeXL website IP addresses. First one is 232.1.201, ends in 178. Take notice of that, ends in 178. 78 is X in EBCDIC IBM System 360, Extended Binary Coded Decimal Interchange Code. Embassy of the Islamic Republic of Iran is at latitude 0.178. Lake Erie, where the asteroid exploded, is at latitude 81.78. The West Java earthquake was at 7.804 south, 108.018 east. Elon Musk's tweet was on 1811. His date of birth is 1971 at 8:30. Apple IP addresses also sync in. That's to do with the iPhone. And we have the Club Q mass shooting at postcode, zip code 80917. Phone number 171 starts with 171. There's a lot more to it than that. That's just the first example of how the alignments occur. So just going over that, in case you've just tuned in and you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, we're looking at data alignments that occur. We're in a simulation, the internet, and mobile internet is pretty much causing everything that's going on. So you can learn more about that in the files or get the book, Simulation and Transcripts. It's very easily and simply explained in the book. The Islamic Republic of Iran Embassy in London is the one that I'm referring to with the latitude 0.178. We were looking at essentially 781 because the NodeXL graphgallery.org website, which I've pointed to over and over and over again in the files, is pulling all the social media data together with an algorithm, recoding it, and publishing the results, which goes back through the system through mobile internet. In the airwaves, it's binary, and ultimately it messes also with the magnetic field of our planet. And when we have these kind of perturbances occurring, we get collisions occurring, particle collisions occurring, and the way that it affects the brain, our physical experience of this dimension, very much tightly controlled, orchestrated, and the way that we prove it is with the numbers, because numbers never lie, ever. Quick recap, 178. The reason I pointed out 178 is because 78 in Extended Binary Coded Decimal Interchange Code, which was released by IBM with System 360 in the 60s, is still in use today. It's part of the backcoding of the internet. It's an interchange code to change one lot of data into another lot of data so that things can communicate. The 78 in GPX in EBCDIC is on the X, the little X. If you get the book, you'll find it at the back where I've showed the coding. And it's also been shown at various times through the files. So we have GPX for global peering exchange, and now it is GPS. So it's global positioning system, and they're interchangeable now. So on the X, we have 0078167. The NodeXL IP address ends with 178. So I'm giving you the long explanation here just so you don't get thrown by the first bit. There was an attack on the flag at the Embassy of the Islamic Republic of Iran in London, latitude 0.178. Again, Lake Erie, there was a huge asteroid. They were worried for a minute that it might hit. It was all kind of too late to do much about it. But it ended up burning through the atmosphere quite brightly and fiercely and terrifyingly, and exploded over Lake Erie in Ontario, which incidentally is near Hamilton, which that name features strongly in the files in regard to what happened to me on May 13, 2016. That's another can of worms, but it is near Hamilton. And Lake Erie latitude is 81.78. Then we have the West Java earthquake, which happened on the 20th of the 11th, which was at 7.8 south, 108.018 east. There it is. And the time was 1828. You'll find the 28 all the way through some of the IP addresses, and the fact that 1828 is also 1811-2022, 18th November 2022, which is when Elon Musk detonated the grid using his iPhone by posting a tweet, URL 15935371129 33953536. That 535 is G in Global Peering Exchange, Global Positioning System, small g on the 0067135. Date of birth 28/6/1971 at AU time 8:30. So yeah, really. One tweet detonates the whole thing, or one Facebook post, whichever the case may be. But all of that is also tightly programmed by NodeXL. There's not a thing that Elon Musk will post that is not pre-programmed. He's hardwired in. He's part of the matrix. Why Elon Musk, you say? Well, he just took over Twitter, so all his data merged with Starlink, which provides internet services by satellite. And I warned about it. I told him on Twitter. I said, you can't let him take over the network. He's got Starlink. All that data is going to merge. Terrible things are going to happen. I really hope that I'm wrong. I don't think that I am. The data here is pretty abysmal. And basically every time he hits send on his iPhone, it's not good. It's not good. Not that he would notice anything I say, but I've asked several times, dude, can you not post on Twitter using your iPhone? Just maybe use a laptop or something just to take the edge off. But no can do. He's addicted. Apart from that, so the 178 is what we were looking at. Apple IP addresses are on a 1717. There's a 911 in one of their name server addresses, 204.19119.1. 119 in extended binary coded decimal interchange code appears just above the G for global in the grid, and you can find that in the book as well, where the coding has been shown to you. 119.911, IBM, September 11, etc., etc., etc. They did the coding for the 911 systems in New York. They did all the cockpit gear. It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. And they were founded in 1911, so there you go. The first thing everyone thought of is, why is it on 911? Why is it on September 11? It's like, no, not a coincidence. Sad story. And 178 NodeXL IP address. Where else do we have it? It's in one of their name server addresses. And we also have the Club Q mass shooting. Absolutely terrible. The mass shootings feature prominently when something is detonated because there's so much data already in the grid for a start to do with mass shootings. The picture that Elon Musk posted was of a dinosaur holding a machine gun and a stick of dynamite. Okay, now that stick of dynamite is explosions. There was a gas explosion in Iraq, I believe. The other inference is the asteroid itself burning through the atmosphere. And the mass shooting. As soon as I saw the machine gun, I was like, oh my God, there's going to be a mass shooting. I don't know if it's likely, but it's on cards. And I tweeted it. It's there. And shortly after that, I was silenced. I was told that I wasn't allowed to tell the leader of Germany that he has a demented mindset for wanting to continue to kill thousands of people in Ukraine and probably deserves the death penalty. I got silenced. I've been locked out for 5 days for being honest and saying what everyone else is thinking. Pretty much. The Club Q mass shooting, Colorado Springs, zip code 80917. There it is again, the 718, and a phone number starting with 171. It is just, and that's just one section of the numbers that we look at. There are core numbers, and where they appear, you will find them lining up internally. Why NodeXL? They've been data mining Twitter since 2008. They have relentlessly published their graphs, recoded them, clustered data together with an algorithm, and they basically act like a ripcord. So when a graph goes up, it pulls back on the grid and it releases the recoded version of all of that data and syncs it with the geographic coordinates, because it's all in the air, via mobile internet, Google Maps, Google Earth, and satellite systems and all the rest of it. Mobile internet is everywhere. It's always happening all the time, and that is what at the moment is impacting the way we experience reality. It penetrates us at such subtle frequencies and subtle levels that we don't notice it. We think that we're seeing what's supposed to be there. That's only a very small part of the picture. Then the control elements come in and you get all sorts of things happening which are actually orchestrated. The science behind it is in the files. It's too lengthy to explain to you here. Primarily it affects the vision and the heart and the ears, because there's constant 440 hertz in the airwaves. It's constant. It's not a natural frequency. It's a military frequency. So overall, what we're looking at is a military grid using old big tech coding that's still in the system, that was created for the Department of Defense military products. And it is essentially behind, it is the matrix inside the simulation, the actual matrix of numbers. And it pulls everything around the central monopole, which is the GPX grid, which you can find in the book. And we have the social media portals, which are so integral and central to most people's lives, where every URL is a string of numbers, except Instagram, which is alphanumeric. And that too is also part of it, because the EBCDIC grid is filled with letters and numbers. It's all alphanumeric. So there it is. There are other things here. The Club Q mass shooting. The Club Q phone number is +17195701429. Okay. We see it again. I think it's the Sphinx coordinates. We see it up here again at the Islamic Republic of Iran Embassy in London. Phone number +442072254200. 54279, 2479, 9274, 925274. It doesn't matter which order they come in. Once they're in the airwaves, they resonate in clusters. So where you can see a pattern of numbers that's the same, made of the same numbers, it produces its own energy signature and lines up with everything else that's in the airwaves under that binary. I believe it's the Sphinx coordinates in Egypt, which the Sphinx, if you translate it across to modern times, and it's a quantum well. And in quantum wells, particle collisions occur. I've used the Sphinx as a metaphor for an iPhone, within which particle collisions occur, because the internet is within that iPhone. I'd be very interested to see what Elon Musk's phone number is, and if it is anything vaguely resembling 04279. So anyway, there it is. I'll keep an eye out to see if there's anything else that's been happening. But yeah, this one, we're basically looking at 178, and it's there. The X in GPS. And it shows up over and over again. And if you look at the numbers and the coordinates, the dates and the times, the similarities are endless, and it is no longer coincidence when you can have two that look the same, but when you get 3, 4, 5, and 6 that all show the same data, you start to see the numbers. You start to see them lining up. It's indisputable. It's when we're in a realm that is puppeted and orchestrated by mobile internet in the airwaves all the time, and these things keep happening. And I've been looking at it for 6 years. Every terrorist attack that occurs, I can trace it to the NodeXL website. I can trace it to somebody's tweet who is a core player, according to the research that I've done. And now that Elon Musk is there, hooked up to Starlink, all he has to do is hit send on his phone screen, and it's like, oh God, here we go again. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's not always bad. But when it's bad, it's this bad. Why on the 18th of November? Well, the 18th of November is one day before the 19th of November, which is 911. So it's a 911 grid, and it is very much an emergency signal. So it comes through on the 18th, loads into the system. On the 19th, the 20th, 21st, you get stuff happening all in succession. Now you can say to me, yeah, but that's happening every day. Yeah, well, maybe not an asteroid, you know. How did that get there? Just come out of nowhere, just appeared. The mass shooting, which as soon as I saw his picture, I knew that's what was going to happen. And other stuff going on in the Middle East, which I alluded to because they're on a 35. They're roughly around a 35 latitude and a 35 longitude. They're in that ballpark. Along with Moscow, Ukraine, and a couple of other places, Israel as well, Jerusalem. So wherever there's a 35, Apple here on the 253, 3553 in their IP addresses, and Musk's Twitter status, which has repeated 5 threes. It's 159, 353, and then another 535 in there. So it was all going to go down because that's G in global positioning system. 0067135. And then on the X we have 0078167. I can't remember what P is right now. I'm knackered. Yeah, so hopefully some of that made sense. If it didn't, I do apologize. But stay tuned. I will endeavour to explain more to you in person in the future. And I look forward to seeing you back here. Yeah, there it is. Devastating, right? It's weird because I think I mentioned in a previous podcast that a lot of people don't actually tend to take the whole simulation idea seriously because it's kind of like, oh, we're in a video game, yeah. But so are all the bad things that happen. And when you find out that all the bad things that happen aren't natural, in a harmonious universe, these bad things don't happen. When you find that out, and then when you find out why and what's causing it, and you have to sit here for 6 years like I have and watch it happen over and over again and feel pretty much powerless to do anything about it except put a book out, or risk getting murdered, you know. Yeah, so it's shocking. It's shocking. A mass shooting. Well done, Elon. I'm so pleased that the Boys Club refused to listen to me the many, many times that I alerted it. One day somebody will listen. Elon Musk will stop posting on his iPhone. NodeXL will stop data raping Twitter without anybody's knowledge or consent. And social media will rethink their engineering, and even quite possibly mobile internet will cease to exist. I don't see that happening just yet, unless we get hit by an asteroid and then it's not there anymore, hopefully. Good luck, everybody. I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.